Okay, this video is by JM Brunson34, so thank you for sending me this video. And let's go ahead and start. Just a little bit of background, he says that he's still struggling with his right arm. And by the way, this is Near My God to Thee, a hymn. Okay. It appears that on those, particularly on those A's, somehow you're, and what I think is happening, this is just my guess, because it's a little bit hard to see your hand because of the camera angle, but I think what's happening is you're trying to control your bow too much on that down bow on the A. If you try to control it too much, every little bit of control you try to use or impose with your fingers will cause your bow to do something that's not natural. Here, let me show you the way that I do it. Okay, so fingers completely relaxed. Keep them at a good contact spot with the bow. And then rest your bow on the string, keeping in mind that it's your arm weight that's going to dictate how fast the bow is going to move down the string. And so I'm going to now demonstrate. So, okay, so I'm not doing anything with my fingers. My fingers are just going to stay still. And the beginning of the stroke is probably the most important part of this. If you started off trying to control it, you're already going to get some kind of jagged sound, and you don't want that. You want a smooth sound. So when you start, get your bow on there, and then you're going to have to trust that your arm knows what it's doing. And so your fingers are just going to sit on your bow, and then you're going to pull. And as a matter of fact, it's not just pulling, it's kind of just letting your arm fall. Okay, so you're setting your bow, and then letting your arm fall. Same thing here. When you get to the A string, it actually sounds like, let me listen again, or later on. Yeah, it sounds like you're just trying to control it with your fingers. And it's less apparent on your A string because I think it's probably a little bit easier. I think the A string is easiest for violinists because it's your most natural arm position. Here you have a little bit of, your arm feels pretty close to your body, so it's a little bit uncomfortable. When you get to your A string, it's just about right. D string is a little bit high, and G string is probably the most awkward, at least for me. But the A string, same concept. You set your bow, and then without doing anything with your fingers, just pull with your arm. And at this point, it's a little bit more of a pull because you're not going directly vertical. You have to have a little bit of horizontal motion. But make sure that your fingers aren't interfering. If your fingers interfere, as soon as they start interfering, it's going to break the sound somehow. It's either going to make your bow slide to the side or slide forward. In any case, it's not what you want to do. So, one more demonstration. And one other thing I could add, maybe just to help you with the next step, once you've got this feeling down, is to vary your bow speed. So instead of, it sounds a little bit sterile, and I don't know where you're at as far as vibrato is concerned, but even with just your bow, start it off a little bit faster and slow it down. Okay, and then that difficult passage you're having difficulty with, set your bow and then let it drop. Let your arm drop. Okay, give it a shot and let me know how it goes.